Hey guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to talk about the best weapons that you guys should be pushing up in solo leveling Arise beyond level 110. So this system's been out for about a week and a half or so, and I wanted to kind of cover it. I myself haven't done a ton because I wanted to save that talking point for this video, but I did decide to do the Demon King's daggers. I'll explain why, and I'll also explain again which other ones you guys should be considering between Sung Jinu based or weapons for other hunters as well. So make sure you subscribe to the channel because 80% of viewers aren't currently subscribed, and those people are missing out. So make sure you're joining the 20% that is. Thank you for all the new subscribers recently, as well as the new supporters. If you guys are not currently supporting a creator, make sure you support me. Link down below in the description. I can offer all of these things here in this column currently, and the way it works is you guys click the link in the description, click support on that page. It gets shot directly to your gift box. If not, log in on this website, go to my page from the same website you go to, and then you'll see a tab for supporter, and it'll show you all the codes that I've sent. So give me about 24 hours and I'll be able to send it directly to you in game. So that is especially helpful for me, so thank you so much if you're already a supporter, especially if you're a paying supporter too. Not to me, but if you just buy anything in the game, that helps me even more. But regardless, so make sure you're supporting somebody so you guys aren't missing those resources. All right, so let's dive in, but first, a quick word from today's video sponsor. If you're looking for the best way to buy games online, let me introduce you to Aniba. Aniba is a fast, safe, and 100% secure way to buy games at discounted prices on all of your favorite platforms. The cool thing is Aniba isn't just for games. You can buy a ton of things, including store cards, electronic gift cards, and so much more. They also oftentimes have a promotion ongoing, like this one here for Marvel Rivals, where you get cash back when you buy lattices. This is an amazing deal, so make sure you guys capitalize. And if you guys are interested in any of the games available on Aniba, make sure you do use my code linked down below in the description. That helps tremendously here on the channel, so I really appreciate all of the support. Hopefully you guys find something you're looking for here, because trust me, this is one of the best places you can go to find games online at a discounted rate. So again, make sure you use the link down below in the description. Now back to the video. All right, so now that that's over, you shout out to them once again, link down below in the description. And if you guys get anything, let me know what you guys got. All right, so Demon King's daggers. Why did I do this? Well, let's just rewind a little bit. What I think are the best weapons to invest in are the most universal weapons, and that's going to be the dark duo of the Plum Sword and the Moon Shadow. These two weapons wind up being, again, universal. They're useful in any content you take them into, and they really excel in Guild Boss if you're Moon Shadow, and then also, for the record, Thetis Grimoire also similarly universal. So it's a distant third in my opinion, but worth consideration, of course. And then Plum Sword pretty much anywhere else. Like you can use Plum Sword pretty much anywhere, and it's really good in Power of Destruction, etc., just for the extra damage and all that stuff. So these are the ones that I would invest in from the jump, primarily those dark weapons, because of their useful nature outside of that. Now, next I would say, what are you trying to take on? Think about it from that perspective. Are you trying to work your way through Workshop? Are you trying to increase your scores in Guild Boss, Power of Destruction, things like that? I think that matters because this game has a heavy focus on those types of things. And so I think that's the most important thing. So if you're like working through Workshop, for example, are you working through Wind? Because I still think most people should be farming Baron, which is part of the reason why I'm doing this. If you don't have him max level, you want to keep doing that for a little bit. But that's part of the reason why I decided to do this. You could do this if you really wanted to. I think it's the best choice. Personally, the Demon King Longsword is also really good, but I think that I would go for the daggers, as you see, as a primary way to do it. Next up, if you're taking on the next one, this is amazing. The Divine Quarterstaff is one of the best weapons in the game, period. It just does so much damage. And Quarterstaff is also, these weapons also have other usefulnesses. It's not only in Workshop or whatever. A Quarterstaff is one I find myself using a good bit outside of that too, just in general. So I'd say Quarterstaff is easily top 3 weapon at worst. It may be the best weapon in the game, depending who you ask. But those are the ones that I would consider. And then if you're looking for a fire weapon, I want to throw a nod to the fan. But I'm going to choose the bow for now. I really like the bow and the setups of the core attacks and all that stuff. The bow can just do so much damage. So for your main DPS weapons, I think that these are the ones that I would invest in the most overall. Now, outside of that, what are some other ones that you can invest in? And that's where you kind of like start talking about what, once again, are you trying to accomplish. There's not a ton of sung weapons we really genuinely use in a lot of content, especially like, for example, Workshop. I kind of mentioned Thetis Grimoire as well, which is, for the record, it's worth it too. But Workshop's dual element, so like you can raise a wind weapon and run through a couple of them. You can raise whatever element weapon you wanted to for the last one. What is it? It's fire and light, right? For Deimos, you can do stuff like that and just kind of make work there. Guild Boss, you can use whatever you mostly want there alongside Moonshadow. A lot of times people are using Thetis Grimoire with Moonshadow. That's a pretty common one, but you do have that constant, even though it's dual typed, I believe, Empower Destruction, unless I'm just crazy right now. I'm not going to check it, whatever. But you do have the constant shuffling of typings there, and then in other content like the gates and stuff like that, the missions. But I wouldn't build my stuff around that overall. But other quick rapid fire suggestions I can throw to you that I do like in the game, and this is completely just my own personal opinion, but I really like the bow, or the fan, excuse me. I really like Zeke's. I would like this, except it's only applicable really in a certain piece of content. However, I would say the light truth spear is all right too. Speaking of which, I didn't finish this, the gold-tailed fox. I wasn't playing too much when this was up, but absolutely one I like as well. And outside of that, I wouldn't really work on these if you even can. Can you even push these? You can. I wouldn't bother with none of them. I don't care about Westwind, none of it. I wouldn't do it anything. I would just save those resources. So those are the ones that I would consider for primarily Sung Jinu. But I wanted to talk about the other hunters as well, because obviously that matters too. And with them, it's a little bit different because it's a lot more straightforward. Do not do anything for a support character. Maybe in the future down the line we get to the point where that's okay, but for now, with resources being kind of hard to get, which if it wasn't clear, you need these extra cubes. I think these are in the shop probably. It's not even showing them here, so maybe they will be, maybe they're not, but you basically craft these. So you need to use these melting cubes. I've personally ran out of these a number of times, so I started always buying the melting cube thing for a while, and then I noticed I had a huge surplus of these, so I stopped buying these things. I've only got 189 after doing the Demon King daggers, so I would recommend that you guys are exchanging for those melding cube things in the shop constantly. This thing, the melting cube selection chest. But also, this is where things get a little bit tricky because they never stop using the advanced mana crystals. Like, they're always using it for freaking everything, and it gets kind of annoying because you can very easily run out of that. So with that being the case, be careful with that. I would be exchanging for advanced mana crystals. I have been daily from the gate exchange, things like that. So make sure you're keeping an eye on the advanced mana crystals because they never stop asking for those. Like I said, it's pretty annoying. But main DPSs are the ones I would consider the most. Kanai right here, absolutely easily one of the best characters to invest into. The way that she functions, just pushing her weapon beyond 100 is going to be such a boon to her. 100% would do that. But also make sure that you are getting the weapons advanced, of course, right? Yusu Hyun, another, like, it's crazy how stacked the fire team is. But her and Yusu Hyun are two that I would absolutely do it for. Thomas, I would absolutely do it for. I would strongly consider Amamiya. I didn't realize I had a dupe of Thomas's weapon. I would strongly consider Amamiya's, but I don't know if I would do it anytime soon. I would strongly consider Cha Han, although I would do Thomas first personally, but Cha's one that's like, Cha's interesting because she's better than she gets credit for being. Speaking of Cha being better than she gets credit for being, same could apply to Choi Jongin, or Shui, however you pronounce it, my bad. Extremely strong character that I would invest into. And those are the ones that I would primarily focus on. I don't think I would put it into any other character right now, especially not a breaker. Even though, like, for example, Isil has a good weapon effect, etc. Like, there's no reason to invest into this. There's no reason to invest into some of these. Charlotte's is okay because she's a DPS character, one of the better ones. In fact, I guess you could argue the best one for the Dark Team. But I wouldn't really invest in a non-main DPS character for whatever team you're working on. But since the game reset, I guess that's about it. They're like, oh, you need to get out of here. So if it wasn't clear, once again, The Demon King daggers are ones that I chose to begin with, but I would recommend Plum Sword, Moon Shadow, Thetis Grimoire as a third if you wanted to, as like these universal slash support type weapons that you're going to use in a lot of content. But it's mainly the two dark ones, head and shoulders above Thetis in my opinion. Outside of that, look at the main DPS ones. I really do like the staff, the light staff. It's amazing. I would also consider after that other ones that you primarily use in content, like Demon King daggers, potentially longsword if you wanted to do that, and more. But it's a very straightforward system. So let me know what you guys think. Hope you all enjoyed. Hit that thumbs up, and remember, support link down below in the description. I'll see you guys later.